Hello, so welcome to all guys to our new day of interview preparation challenge, including React. And this is mine Malik, and I am with here with some candidates, and I'm going to ask you all guys some question related to array strings and something related to CSS box model. And today there are four rounds. First round is related to string round. It means in that first round I will ask you only related to strings. Second round will be for array. Third round is for the CSS means box model, margin, padding, and what is the including in box model. And fourth round is the gauge output. So let's start our and one more thing, by tomorrow we will start our react interview also, because we all have a real interview at Hukumu with the topic react, and also we have a evaluation and so many things. So we will include from tomorrow till 7 days we will do only react interviews. So let's start today's interview session. So first candidate, Vishal Tiwari, let unmute yourself and give me the answer of my question. So first question is, what is a string in JavaScript, and how do you define the length of a string in JavaScript?
Yeah, so basically, string is a data type in JavaScript. In string is a immutable data type. We can't mutate it, or we can't change it. When we declare a string, we can't change it. Yeah, there are several methods we can implement into string. So there is one method, string dot length. By this method, we can find the length of that string, and also we can target any particular element of the string with the help of indexing value. So string have their indexing values starting from zeroth index. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, well answered. Now it's turn of Karan. So let me before Karan, let me introduce our. I forget to include it first. The how to answer. You guys try to answer in the which format. The format is debug format, and this format is a D for definition, U for use cases, B for benefit, E for example, and X for extra information what you have. So try to give the answer in this format, because this is a cool and very right way to answering to any interviewer. So let me go to second candidate, that is Karan. So Karan, your question is, what is the index of method used for in JavaScript?
Okay. So basically the index of method is a method which is used to get the value of the index, like whatever on which index the array or string is. So in that case, if we want to know the index number of any element, particular element in an array or in a string, we will use index of method. And for writing index of, how can we write index of? So basically, for writing an index of, first of all, we have to take the variable in which we have stored the string or an array. Then we will put dot, and after that dot we will write index of with the with the braces, it is a method. So we use for calling that method, we will use that like that brackets. Then it will give us the particular string of that particular element we want.
Okay, nice answer. And one more follow-up question. If there is a no value, like in str, I have a just 0, 1, 2, 3, only
Okay.
3 index, and no any index are there like a 4. So in this case, what this index of give me?
Okay. So I think it will give -1.
Yeah, right answer. So now go to next candidate, and she is Kritika. So Kritika, your question is, how do you convert a string to uppercase or lowercase? What are the method available? So let answer.
Okay. So we can convey the strings into uppercase by lowercase. We have methods like a uppercase of the string. That is the variable name, so that it will change into the uppercase. And also we have a same like that one more method like a lowercase we have. So lowercase dot and a string variable name. If we give means the particular will turns into a lowercase. These are the methods and usage of the uppercase and lowercase. So it is specifies when we want to change the strings into different text like upper or lower case in alphabetic order, we can able to use these methods for changing the type. Thank you.
Yeah, you are right. To converting any string to uppercase, we have a method like to uppercase method, and for also for making it to lowercase, so we have a method like to lowercase. Nice, well answered. Well answered. Now it's turn of Supriya. So Supriya, your question is, how do you concatenate strings in JavaScript?
Okay, so basically, strings are something which are enclosed in inverted commas, and anything enclosed in inverted commas is known as strings. In order to concatenate, it means to add the strings into a string. It's very easy. You can use the plus symbol, which helps you to concatenate the strings. And one more thing, if you are concatenating the two numbers inside the string, then definitely the answer will be like, it will not give you a added answer. It will just give you the added numbers. Suppose there is a string inside it, 2 is written, and other string having 3, and you are concatenating them. In fact, you are using a plus operator between them. Then the answer will be 2, 3. It will not be 5. Yeah. So this is how you can add on the strings.
Well answered. So you are right. We can concatenate string using the plus operators or the concat method. Okay, so now it's turn of Amit. So Amit, your question is, what is the difference between split and slice method in JavaScript?
Okay, so split and splice are two methods that we use on arrays, any arrays in JavaScript. So talking about the split method, what it does is whenever we call split method on an array, so it takes an parameter, and that parameter is called a separator. So whenever we call it on an array, so it just splits all the element of an array. It joins all the elements of an array, and whatever the parameter we have passed on that while calling it, it just joins it, and it put that separator in between all the elements, and it returns a string. So this is split. And the splice method, the uses of splice methods falls according to the developer. Like it has many use cases. First use cases is like we can extract any portion of an array. Like we have an array of 1 to 10, and we want to extract only the first 5 elements or the last 5 elements. So we can extract those elements using the splice method. The splice method also adds another element in between an array or in any position in an array, and we can also remove the elements from an array using the splice method. So these are the use cases. And the method, or the syntax is like splice takes the index, the first index, starting index. If you want to add it, then you need to specify the element after that, after the parameters. And if you want to remove it, you need to again specify the index, and then you need to specify the element or the index element, target element. And if you want to extract a portion of an array, then the starting position of an array, the element, and the ending position, and then it will return that resultant array. So these were the use cases.
Now, well answered. I don't think to explain anything. So with this, our first round is completed. Now, let's begin our second round, and that is the array round. So let's start with Vishal. So Vishal, your question is, what is array and how do you declare an array in JavaScript?
Yeah, so basically array is also a data type in JavaScript, but array is little bit different from a string. Array is mutable data type. We can mutate it. We can like modify our array. We have in array we can store multiple type of values inside it. We can iterate it through indexing value. We can there are several methods inside the array. We have with the help of that methods we can manipulate our array, or we can change the values of our array. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, thank you.
And how you declare
How we
array?
declare? Yeah. So it's very easy to declare an array. Just take a variable name in which you store our array, and then we use bracket, big brackets. Inside that square bracket, we initialize our array. We store our array basically. So if we want to declare a empty array, so we just use two uh, brackets. Yeah.
Okay, nice answer. So an array is a data structure that store a collection of element of a multi-type of data, and also we use it typically for the same type in a continuous block of a memory. And how we declare? So we can declare it by following like a box brackets. Okay, now it's turn of Karan. So Karan, your question is, how do you access the element of an array? What is indexing in arrays?
How do you, okay. For accessing any element in an array, there is a term which is known as index. So index of a array is like index start from 0 only. It is not like length. It starts from 0 and it will go on till the element are there. Okay. So for grabbing any specific element, we can use different methods with the help of, or we can just simply use like index number in a square brackets. Like if we just store a array inside a variable, then if we want the second index, like second value of that array, so what we can do, we will simply just write the variable name, then we will use square brackets. Inside the square brackets we will write 1, so it will only give us the second element of an array, because starts with 0 only. So that's how we can use index for grabbing any specific element inside an array.
Well answered. So we can access the element of an array using the indexing, obviously, and the index start at 0. So the first element is at the index 0. So now it's turn of Kritika. So Kritika, your question is, how do you add element to an array in JavaScript?
So we can add elements in the sorry, can you repeat the question?
So question is, how do you add elements to an array in JavaScript? Like there is a method,
yeah.
so we can add.
So yeah, can I? So there are some of the methods to add elements in the JavaScript. That is the push method. So by push method, we can add elements in the JavaScript at the last indexes of the element. It will add on. So example, if we give an array with a variable, and if we want to push any, like 1 to 5 numbers is already in array, and if I want to add a number 6, means if I give just array dot push and a specific number, it will add on to my old array at the last element of the array. This is one of the method to we can push add the elements in the array, old array.
Nice, well answered. We can use simply a push method to add any element at the end of the array. Now it's turn of Supriya. So Supriya, your question is, how do you remove an element from an array in JavaScript?
Okay, so there are several methods to remove arrays from the JavaScript. The very first method is pop method. You can simply target the value whichever you have on which you have stored your array, and you can write down dot pop method, and inside the parenthesis bracket you can write down which element inside the array you want to be deleted. Then that's how you can do it. Otherwise, there is a brute force method also, in which you can take another array and you can write that if this thing if your array includes particularly this element, then just remove it and then create a new array. So these are the two methods to remove any element from the array.
Yeah, nice answer. So simply we have a pop method to remove any element from the end of the array. So now it's turn of Amit. So Amit, your question is, how do you iterate over an element over an array in JavaScript? Let me repeat. How do you iterate over an array in JavaScript?
Okay. So for iterating over an array in JavaScript, there are different ways. Either you can use a simple for loop and start with 0 index till the array's length index, and you can travels along the array elements, and you can perform your tasks. And there are special loops as well to do the same thing. There are for off loop and for in loop. Both loops works with the array itself. What for off loop does is in this for off loop, you do need to have the index right, and you can directly iterate over the values of the array. But for in loop, you will require the index. It takes an index and you need to declare it inside the for in loop, and in using that index, using the loop variable which is represented as index, you can access the indexes of the array, and ultimately you can access the elements and you can perform your tasks, or you can console log it. So there are different ways for simple for loop, for in loop, and for off loop.
Yeah, absolutely right. So by these loops, like we can iterate over the for loop, Okay, so with this, our second round is completed. Now let's begin on our third round, and that is the CSS box model, margin, border, and padding. So let's start with again Vishal. So Vishal, your question is, what is the purpose of margin property in CSS?
Yeah, so margin property basically help us to like I'll give you one example. So if we let's suppose if we have a div like a box, and inside the box we have some content written inside that box. So if we give a margin to that particular text content which is inside that div, so it will take some space inside it, basically margin which takes some spaces inside, and padding is something like which takes some spaces from outer side. So margin which takes some space from inner side, and padding is which takes some space of outer side. So basically these two properties, margin and padding.
Please repeat again. You say margin inside or outside?
Sorry. Padding is something like which
Uh,
take space inside,
wait
and
1 minute. Don't add padding. Just tell me about margin only.
yeah, I'm little bit confused, but margin is something like which take space from outside.
Okay. So you are right. So margin is the margin property used to create space around element outside of any defined borders. This is what I expected. Also, you are right. So now it's turn of Karan. So Karan, your question is, how do you specify different values from each side of an element's margin in CSS? And also, how do you give a margin equal to all the sides of the element?
Okay, for giving the margin for the specific side of an element, we can use different properties like margin top, margin left, margin bottom, margin right. So that's how we can give a specific margin to only one position, only one side. Okay. Then if we want to give margin to all the directions simultaneously, so we can use only margin, and inside that we can give the whatever margin we want. And there's one more method for give the specific margin to a specific like if we want for element that it should be 2px from left and 3px from right, so we can use inside that margin we can use like we can write proper, like we can write the gap the gap like 2px or 3px in clockwise manner. Like for top there, first of all we will give margin for top, then right, then left, then bottom, then left. So that's how we can give a different margin to different elements.
Yeah, you're right. So for giving a different margin, so we can use margin top, right, bottom, left, and for giving the all size equal, so we can use just margin. So now it's turn of Kritika. So Kritika, your question is, what is the purpose of padding in CSS?
Okay. So the main purpose of padding in CSS is giving the gap between the main content and the border. So it is the difference, the gap between the main content and the border is the padding. It is the space around the content, and it gives the in a it gives the some spacing and a layout for the content. In a block manner or inline manner, we can use the padding concept.
Nice, well answered. So padding property is used to generate space around the element's content inside any defined border. So your answer is right. Now it's turn of Supriya. So Supriya, your question is, what is the difference between margin and padding in CSS?
Okay. So margin and padding both are the properties of CSS which help you leave some spaces whenever you are creating an element. The difference is this: whenever you use padding, it generates spaces from inside the element, and whenever you use the margin, then definitely it removes or it can leave some spaces from outside of the boxes. For example, you are creating a div and inside it there is another div, the child div, and if you're adding a child div's margin 20 pixel, then definitely child div will be separated from the parent div from outside. And if any text is written inside the child div and you are adding padding, then definitely the child div will add on spaces from inside. It means that the whatever you have written, it will create spaces from that. So yeah, this is the difference between padding and margin.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. So the margin property creates space outside the border of an element, while the padding property creates space inside the border of an element. And your example is right. So now it's turn of Amit. So Amit, your question is, what is the CSS box model? So your question, what is the CSS box model?
Okay, so the CSS box model is a concept under which there are four key elements comes, like we have margin, we have padding, we have content, and we have margin, padding, content, and border as well. So in CSS box model, we mainly study about these things. We study deeply about these things, and by knowing these box model, by knowing the different aspect of it, we can manipulate and we can make our layout as we want. Because we need to know all these properties to make a layout and make a responsive layout. And let's of this, if you forgot any of these key terms, then you will be missing out some key things, and your desired layout might not be in your hand. So box models include these four things, and we study mainly these things under box model.
Yeah, you're right. So the box model is a box that wraps around every HTML element. It consists of margins, border, padding, and the actual content. So with this, our all three rounds are completed, and now our fourth round and that is the 𝗍𝗔 output. So let me share your screen and let's start our 𝗍𝗔 output. So this is the my screen is visible or not? Okay, so let first Vishal. So first is Vishal. So Vishal, this is your question, and you have 2 minutes. And one more benefit for you, I have include the option, so you need to just choose that particular option what I have give you. So let's start. You have 2 minutes. So pause the recording and start the solving. And when you solve that, so let me know. I will start the recording, and you need to explain the how your approach. So let's start, Vishal. Everyone.
Mine. I made my answer, so it's too easy, I think. So the answer is when we do array.length, so it will give us 4 because one element we added.
Okay. Your answer is right, because we are pushing the element 4. So when this is length, so it start with 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's given length 4. Okay, so option B, your answer right. Now it's turn of Karan. So Karan, your question is this. So you have 2 minutes to solve it.
Okay, so the answer will be B, apple, orange, banana, and cherry. Because in this, we are with the help of 𝗲𝗲, we are adding that orange at the index 1.
Okay, so your answer is right. Because of splice method, we are adding one element to the index 1. So we get answer B. So now it's turn of Kritika. So Kritika, this is your question. You have 2 minutes to solve it.
Okay, my answer is the indexes of banana is a 1 because the apple is contains the zeros index, banana is 1 and cherry is 2. So answer is B, 1.
Okay, right. Your answer is right. So because of a banana, so banana index is 1. So it will obviously answer this B. So now it's turn of Supriya. So Supriya, your question is this. Let's solve it.
Okay. So you are using array.reverse. So definitely it will reverse your whole array. The answer will be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The very first one, option A.
Okay, you are right. We are using here a reverse method. So that's why it gives us like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now it's turn of Amit. So Amit, this is your question. So solve it.
Okay. Yeah, so my answer is option A, because I guess this splice method is for removing one element from the second index. So 0, 1, 1, 2, and 3 got removed, and we have this resultant array, which is A.
Okay, you are right, because of we are using here splice method. So its first parameter is the taker index. So the index of 2 is the 3, which means 3 has the index 2. And second parameter is like how many elements we are need to remove. So it will remove the 3 and answer will be 1, 2, 4, 5. So appreciate to all. You all give a right answer. So let me stop screen. Okay. So with this, our all 4 round is completed, and you all guys have give all the answers right. But answers quality is very easy. I take a very easy question because from tomorrow we will start our with React questions. So it will go to some stuff. So be prepared for tomorrow, and you all guys subscribe the Vishal Tiwari vlog channel to for these interesting videos, and follow us on LinkedIn, and don't forget to bell icon to get all notification and new things from us. So keep healthy and keep learning. Bye bye.
Bye bye.